Hey, welcome to the channel. In today's video, how not to build a PC. Today we are going to build a PC that has been in planning for a embarrassingly long amount of time, or more the case which the PC will be built in has been waiting on the shelf right there for a very long time, way too long of a time. This is the metallic gear, no, it's the Magnum gear nowadays. They changed the name in the process of requesting this thing, it's a mess. But this is the Magnum gear, yeah, I need to read the box, otherwise I will just get it wrong. This is the Magnum gear Neo Cube 2, the black edition with the one RGB strip going from bottom to top. Now this is actually just a Fantex case, but apparently they have like an off-brand thing where they offer cases for a smaller price tag. However, as far as the review goes for this thing, like there is nothing off-brand about this or cheap in any way. Like this is up to Fantex standards by any means, and I just don't get it. But I'm happy with it. It looks fine. The review is very positive so far. It's not filmed yet, but this is going to be done like right after this video. But it's a good case. We'll build a exciting build, a very exciting build, because we still have that AMD Radeon RX 7950 XTX in-house for a few more days, and I really wanted to use it, but as it is a Team Red card and it has that nice red stripe on it, I also wanted to go with an all Team Red build. So to make it as much AMD as possible, of course we will pair it with a Ryzen 9 7950X, because why the hell not? However, this puts us in a bit of a trouble because there is not much that can cool a Ryzen 7950X. But what can do is a Xilinx Liquorizer LQ360, which is turned the wrong way around. Now this was a very positively reviewed AIO, like it's not expensive at all and it performs ridiculously well for the price tag, and it has those all red fans, all in, you know, the theme of AMD. Now I have a bit of a problem with this because I am not sure if this will look good in a finished build, and in case it doesn't, we will just replace them with a bunch of Be Quiet light wings with the RGB stripe going all around it and on the back side. But we will see if we really need to do that. In case we don't, we will just fill the leftover fan spots on the case with regular Lightwings 120s, non-high speed, the 1700 RPM ones, because they are silent. And I think the RGB or the ARGB will look pretty okay in combination with the one that already comes with the case. Now, what was important for me is that the fans at the bottom will be pointing downwards because they are intake fans, and the Be Quiet fans have the ARGB thing going all around it, so they are also going to look nice in the bottom. Now, as you already saw now a few times, we are going color red, which is why I could reuse our red and black cable extensions, which will look awesome in here. And because we are still not done, we have that Xilinx 1250 watts PSU, which also has a red fan, which you won't see, but I don't care, because it's red, and as long as I know it's red, it's going to be red. Then, for the rest, we have the usual Trident Z5 Neo memory, because it's still the best one we've got. We definitely need to get new ones. And as for the motherboard, we are going with the Gigabyte X670E Aorus Master, because it's one heck of a monster. And it's pretty much all black, so we should be fine there. Okay, I think so far so good. Nothing left to say, now it's just installation time. Let's go! Okay, I have no idea what happened, but apparently after the review of the Xilinx AIO, I just packed everything into a Freezer 34 like bag. I just hope that this is the right mounting, but I have no freaking clue. What the hell happened here? Okay, we have a bit of a problem, because this is not the right mounting gear. Though this seems to be the right bracket, or so do I think. What the hell? If this has the bag of the Arctic Freezer 34, maybe the Arctic Freezer 34 has the bracket for this one. Damn it. Okay, here is the box for the Liquid Freezer 34, and it has the what is definitely Liquid Freezer 34 mounting and nothing else. And the screws also seem 100% to be Liquid Freezer screws. Or is it maybe that they updated the mounting? Does these screws align in some way? They do align. Maybe Xilinx just updated the mounting and the online manual. Yeah, they did. They definitely did that. Look, here is the installation guide on the website, and it shows all of the parts that go in. And these two brackets, for example, are definitely not these two here. Like this one, yeah, okay, that could be this one, but this one is definitely completely different. And you have, for example, this screw, which I just don't have. Now, if I go on the website and I have a look at the included goodies image, well, there we have all of the brackets that I do have and all of the screws that I have. Like, they updated the mounting. And now I sincerely hope that they didn't do that because of AM5. Create a huge problem now. Oh damn, yes, because this was still mounted down using a separate backplate. And AM5 backplates are non-removable. Ooh, this could create some issues here. So originally it was like these screws going through one of the holes, and on the other side you had this one which then just screwed down and it was used like that, but now that's not doable anymore. Oh, what should I do now? Can I ghetto this? I have an idea. This here is the Xilinx M704 Pro, which was released like yesterday, or the video was released yesterday, and it comes with support for AM4. Actually, I could still ghetto this. Okay, so the topic of today's video is how to ghetto something onto an AM5 motherboard. And because I just found out that a regular radiator screw fits into the holes of the backplate of an AM5 motherboard, I can ghetto the crap out of this. Ooh, I have a bad feeling about this. Okay, so the idea is going to be to mount this sucker to the pump and then run these screws through, and because these here should be going perfectly into the holes, yeah they do, I should be able to mount it down and then try not to overdo the pressure to not break the chip. That should work, and because like the base of the cooler is going to touch the CPU before this piece here hits the capacitors here, I should be fine. Or in the very least I hope so, but we cannot do this outside of the case. This is going to be like a last step, and holy smokes, the whole build just turns sour. Let's first put in the SSDs and the RAM, and then we are basically done outside of the case. In case that it wasn't absolutely clear until now, in no way, shape or form would I ever recommend anybody to do what we are about to do. Like, every company under the freaking sun offers like free AM5 upgrade kits. There is no point in doing what we are about to do other than I don't wait. But if you can wait, absolutely do wait. Because what we are doing here is so ridiculously dangerous to do. The one thing that was good about AMD motherboards is that it was ridiculously hard to over tighten them, or the coolers on them. If you have like the spacers or any piece that keeps the cooler away from the socket, it's impossible essentially to over tighten them. And by the way, the spacers that come in the case have like a little knob on top of the thread, and the holes of the motherboard perfectly fall into it. Like, I just realized that, and it's amazing. I love that. Anyway, the usual cooler will have some sort of spacer that keeps the cooler away from the chip, and that spacer is what doesn't allow it to be over tightened. Now, not every cooler has that. For example, every Alpha Cool like water block that we ever had did not have that, and I always felt like it felt kind of dangerous to use those types of coolers because you can over tighten them. Now, thankfully, the backplate of an AMD board is pretty well made, so it's not like it's going to break easily, but still, I felt uncomfortable many times before, and doing what we are about to do is just so dangerous, I can't believe that I'm going to do that. Especially on a 7950X, it's like, oh, why am I doing that? But anyway, you know what, let's start with that, so that we can be sure not to do a lot of stuff that doesn't need to be done. Now, one very cool thing about the case is that you have a lot of space here, so what I'm going to do is install the radiator through that hole and then slap the fans in the front so that the radiator completely disappears inside the backside of the case. And I think that that's going to look amazing if I'm going to be able to put it in. A little bit of pushing because there is like a cable tie blocking the way, and flip. Yeah, I think this will not fit, but it kinda should fit. Oh, it's because of the hose. Ah, damn hose. Yeah, unfortunate, but what can I do? So no, you cannot install a 360 rad in the back, that just doesn't work, so we can already pre-install the fans. How unfortunate. For the first attempt, we will be trying to go with those silence red ones, although I'm not so sure about it. Like, the color is red and it's about being red, but I don't know, maybe it's too much red, I don't know. We will see in the end. I just hope that they will look nice. Oh boy, now comes the moment that I'm so afraid of. Will I break the chip? Let's slap some thermal paste on top and then just hope in the name of God that this will not break anything. Oh, please don't break anything. Great, I'm using thermal paste that is like super liquidish and it fucking drips. Not my smartest move. Oh my God, am I afraid of doing this. I just realized that silence hose are built in a way so that you want to have the cooler be on the top of a case. Otherwise they will start to like swirl very weirdly. But honestly, I don't give a crap, I will use it like this. Because otherwise the silence logo will be reversed, which just looks awful. Yeah. And this only works because the mounting holes of a AMD backplate are pass-through. So that's why I can take like radiator screws that are all the way just screw or just thread and just mount it down like that. Which again, I do not recommend anybody doing that. This is ghetto mounting it. You should never ghetto mount anything. Now let's just take out the RAM. And here you can see what the hose do when the radiator is mounted like this. It swirls very weirdly. But now because the RAM is gone, I can actually have a look at the mounting. I can straight see onto the chip and try to adjust every screw to the point where it's somewhat straight in there. Oh my God. Okay, the cooler is in. I hope this chip is still working. Looks like it has good contact. I hope it really does have good contact. Oh God, please don't be broken. Okay, I will just quickly slap in the fans now. Hey, welcome to the channel. In today's video, how not to build a PC. It's not so bad, yet. Nothing has made any cracking noise so far, so it's certainly not good, but it could be worse. I'm not using any drive, so I will just detach the, oh boy, the 3.5 inch mounting from that and use the bracket as like a cable holder, because why the heck not? Let's set the power supply in. We are almost done with the build. It's not that far anymore, but first time boot, that will be a nerve-wracking experience for once. Yeah, for the fans, I will just go now with the red ones coming from Silence. There is no way that at this point I will change anything about this. This has been nerve-wracking enough for me. No point in making it even harder. I think this looks freaking awesome. And not only does it look awesome, this thing started off first boot. I pressed the button, double A, which means boot is okay, immediately. And what's even more important, look at the temperatures. Like, yeah, they are not amazing, of course they are not, but this is a 7950X, this is as good as it gets with a 360 AIO that isn't like 50 centimeters thick, so wow! And overall the temperature, also on the GPU side, like comparing it free air, which we did for the review, and now inside here where I am pumping air into it and everything else is pumping it out. I mean, this is negative pressure, so it's not ideal, but given how the case layout is working, this thing ended up being amazing. And even my freaking ghetto mounting worked. Now again, I do not recommend or endorse doing this. Do not do this. This is horrible. Nobody should do this. But it worked. So that's already something for me, but I will never do this again. Oh god, no. From now on, I am researching 5 minutes earlier before I start the video. If I have the mounting, I'm not doing this again. This was horrible. But it worked. It worked perfectly and flawlessly. Now we also did a bunch of benchmarks. In case you wonder how a 7950X and a RX 7900 XTX, or why didn't they call it 7950? It would be so cool. Like 7950X plus 7950 XTX. That would be cool. Anyway, if you want to know how they bundle together, here are some games. So yeah, this thing turned out freakishly amazing. I mean, the red color scheme, I think it's working just fine. Maybe the fans should not have had like the white dot in the center, and the silence thingy on the AIO could have been red. Yeah, sure, there are a lot of many things. The only thing that kind of annoys me are how the AIO hose are bent. Like, there is no other way doing it if you want to have the tubes come out in the bottom of the case. They will just bend like that, or you will have to turn it around and then you have the silence logo reverse, which I for sure will not do. So that's like the only way of doing it. Now, although it looks like it's resting on the GPU, it is not. It's actually the bend of the tube is preventing that from happening. So it has one positive thing. And what I'm also realizing, like when I closed the glass here, is that nowadays GPUs are getting so wide, should I say? Like the whole cooler part of it is going beyond what a PCIe bracket would have, and therefore also the cable, the power cable connector is moving outwards. And with the cables that we have, this is limit. It is already pressing against the glass. I had to like press the glass slightly in to get it down. Very unfortunate, but yeah, cases will have to get wider, or GPU manufacturers will have to relocate the cable. But this will not go beyond what is now offered by AMD here. I know that my gain word, no, it's not gain word, it's a Zosec, the 4090 amp Extreme, is even wider. So I can't wait to see how that one works, especially because there you have like that octopus cable 124, and then yeah, try doing that. Yeah, I think people know how that turned out. But yeah, the build turned out amazing. It's an all red, all AMD, all Team reddish color. I think it's great. But what do you think? Tell me in the comments below. Should I have done something differently? Should I have used the light wings on top of the AIO, or leave the red ones in? You tell me. Anyway, at this point, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked the build. If not, tell me. I can take it. But yeah, this will be it for today. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.